might be a little tight here. Now you're still way fast. You'll ride a little bit past the ground. A little more, a little more.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Ready to go fly today?
Let's go fly.
It's gonna be a good day. Right, first things first, clean the windshield. So we did a bunch of work on the engine. I'll show you all here in a second, but we got we put new fuel lines on, new electrical lines. We put a brand new baffle kit system in. It was about 200 hours worth of work. Our engine was running really hot, especially when it was hot outside, and we were having issues with the cylinders getting too hot, and that would overall decrease the life of the engine. And we had to take the propeller off. I mean, it was just a ton of work. One of the things is that we re-greased the propeller. So now, every time I fly, I get a little bit of grease marks on this front windscreen. So just like to get that off. So today we're going down to Killeen, Texas. Kind of once again, near my old stomping ground, Texas A&M. And we are gonna go fly a World War II Storch aircraft. It's like a short takeoff and landing aircraft designed by the Germans. Huge airplane. There's actually one here in Northwest Arkansas that flies pretty regularly, but this person out in Texas, we're really excited to go check it out and see his. It's a recreation, which will be really interesting to see what they've done from the original and what they've done and improved, because the original design, obviously built in the 40s, actually I think built in the late 30s, 1936, there were some issues with it, right? Technology wasn't as advanced back then, particularly with the engine. So I'm curious to see what he's done to solve the problem for reliability of the engine. All right, I'm gonna put up the scowling. Oil check's good. Rusty engine compartment check's good. We're going to close this up, and then I want to take one last flight. Took a look at the weather yesterday. It looks like it's gonna be pretty good, but I'm just gonna do one quick glance. We're gonna be flying VFR for about 2.5 hours to get down there. So just want to make sure that we are good with everything and have everything. I don't like getting in an airplane without double checking right before takeoff. All right, so we're gonna be flying out of VBT here today. We got XNA's airspace, so we'll just pick up a squawk to get through their Class C airspace. Flying down, there is a MOA. Rivers MOA. What is MOA? MOA is a military operating airspace. This one's from 8,000 to 18,000, so what I'll probably wind up doing is just flying below that, so that you technically can fly through a MOA as a civilian operator. I will say, as a military guy, we don't appreciate that as we're trying to get our training done. We will want to fly around the Class Bravo airspace of the DFW. So just find a little spot over here that I can put G-Bear. So G-Bear will keep us clear of the Bravo airspace. We'll be tracking other traffic with ADSB to make sure that we're staying clear of other aircraft. And then there is a restricted airspace just north of Killeen. So we'll point to Crazy, Texas, and that'll get us in there. Make sure that we stay clear of that restricted airspace. All right. Now what I like to do in ForeFlight is take a look. ForeFlight actually has a really good briefing guide. Just send that flight plan to your flights, tell them when you're taking off, and then you can get a pretty good briefing. So here's a briefing from here to there. We've got synopsis. We could take a look at the surface analysis chart. Looks like there's no big pressure systems that are going to be there. Nice graphical depiction. It looks like it is VFR pretty much the whole way. There is one minimum VFR along the way, broken at 1500, so everything else is VFR and pretty much skies clear. Not worried about sky coverage. TAFs look good through our entire flight, VFR the whole way. Looks like it's at 09. They are calling for it to become broken where we're going. So we'll take that in consideration, watch the weather. All right, as far as winds go, looks like there's not gonna be anything significant along the route. This is also great when you're trying to figure out what altitude you wanna go to. So I can say, all right, if I'm at 8,500 feet, I'm gonna have this wind. If I jump up to 9,000, 10,500, this is how it changes my winds. If I drop down in altitude, this is how it changes my winds. But today, it looks like winds are so light that we basically we don't have anything more than 10 knots almost at any altitude all day today. So not really going to be a factor for us, so we'll probably climb up. We're going westbound. When you're going westbound, you want to be at even altitudes. And then if you're VFR, generally you add your 500 to that. So if you're going westbound, you want to be at 8,500, 6,500, 10,500, something like that. If you're going eastbound, now you're going to be odds, 7,500, 5,500. And what that does is for VFR traffic, visual flight rules, you're not talking to anybody potentially if you're not on flight following, you're squawking 1,200. And so you're not talking about it, you're just flying in the skies. And what that does is that helps ensure that people that are passing each other nugget to nugget are not going to be at the same altitude. So that if you are the same altitude, at least you're going the same direction, have hopefully a little bit more time to visually acquire them. All right. Weather looks good. All right, got ready to go fly?
Let's go fly.
Hey Levi, how you doing?
Trevor, good morning.
Trevor, good to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Good to meet you. Thanks for having us out here.
Oh, my pleasure.
I'm really excited to see this airplane.
Oh man, I'm excited to fly with you. Now I see you got some bugs. You got some bugs coming into
Well,
here.
it was clean when we left. Texas got bigger bugs.
Yeah, but I want to tell you, on the Storch,
Yeah.
I get the bugs on the back windshield.
Yeah.
The bugs hit me from behind.
Right.
There she is.
All right. Oh yeah, I see that new engine. The old engines had an inverted eye.
The inverted V.
Oh yeah,
Is
it was an inverted V.
Yeah.
Yeah, the inverted V, and the cylinders sit there in the oil,
Making it just like
gotta-
a radial
You gotta
almost,
turn.
yeah.
You gotta turn it a little bit to get that oil pushed through the
'Cause
crank before you turn it on.
Right.
So you got a Rotax engine. Which Rotax is this?
It's a 912 ULS.
So that's
100
how many?
horsepower.
100 horsepower.
Yeah.
Okay. So what size scale is this?
It's about a 70%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the other one's got quite a bit bigger wingtip on it.
Yeah, it's 46 feet. This is like 32.
Okay. Fixed leading edge slats.
Yep.
And so talk about the why. Why did they design it that way?
Well, it prevents the separation of the boundary layer, so you can get a lot higher angle of attack before you stall.
Yeah, so you can land a lot slower and a lot shorter.
A lot shorter.
So you got the original World War II markings on it. So you got the Iron Cross, which they flew in World War I, they flew in World War II, and the NATO training I'm at right now, actually, we fly with Germans, and they still have the Iron Cross. Today I wore my Focke Wolf socks, got the Iron Cross supporting.
Well, there you go.
Germany.
You fit right in.
Yeah.
You can see that there's a lot of travel in the landing gear.
Right.
So after you take off, the wheel, it's still, I'm not even getting to the limit. It's about 12 inches that it comes up. So when you're coming in for a wheel landing or a 3-point, the wheels are let down a lot further than you're used to. And and you still have, a lot more compression even yet.
All right, what do you say? You want to go fly it?
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, so as soon as I get out here on the center line, I'll let you try to do the taxiing.
All right, I like it.
All right, you have the controls?
I have the aircraft. Honestly, I expect the visibility from the back seat to be worse.
Oh, it's pretty good back there, especially with the doors open.
Right?
You use your whatever tail wheel technique for takeoff you want, and I'll critique if I need to.
All right. No, the tail probably won't come up, will it?
You can try. It'll come up. It just takes a minute. See how it comes up, the whole front of it?
Yep. He's flying.
There you go.
It doesn't take much.
Doesn't take much at all, does it?
No.
What do you think of that?
That's
Now,
quick.
I didn't have any flaps at all on that.
Wow. Not a lot of visibility looking up, but really good visibility looking down.
Exactly, and that's what this was made for, looking down, right?
Right.
Now the real Storch is a little better because with this one you're sitting right in,
Yeah, you're a little
in the
lower.
wing. You're probably a little bit lower the wing more.
That makes sense. It's a beautiful day.
So what do you think so far?
So far she flies good. The takeoff was nice and easy. I am excited to see how she lands.
Yeah.
She flies real easy.
But you see what I mean by it flies big? It just feels like a bigger plane.
It does
than
feel a
really
little
is.
bigger.
You can see my tracks down there where I've been landing. You see those?
Oh yeah.
You want to land on it right now?
Sure.
Okay, you could just whip around like this. And we'll do a low pass first. Do not land.
Okay.
And so that way you get a good
feel for it.
Yep. And that's anytime I'm landing off airport or anything, unfamiliar place, I always do that. You want to make sure there's no obstacles, no news, something that's happened since last time you were there. Or if you've never been there, you want to make sure that there's a suitable landing area. You see the tire marks there? It's really hard to see. That's why I wanted to do this first. So
yeah.
You see the tire marks there?
Just by that tree? Oh, I do see the tire marks there.
Yeah, right there. So
okay.
We're going to basically touch down about right here,
okay.
And then stop before we get to those
trees.
So it doesn't look that long when you look at it like that, but
right.
And I'll be with you on this one especially.
Yeah.
Because it's not a lot of room for error there. We'll turn around. We'll get
nice.
And we'll set up on a nice long approach, and that way you can get the feel for the angle and everything. And there's our flap speed. I'm going to go ahead and pull flaps in. We might be a little tight here. Yeah, we're a little tight, but we got it. We can do it. Let's see. All right, there we go. All right, so let's pull this back now. You're still way fast. All right, you see the little fence post here?
I do.
All right, there's a little berm right after it, so don't. There you go. Right, a little bit past the berm. A little more. Whoa. All right, I got it. There you go. See what I was talking about? The right there at the bottom, how it kind of falls out.
Right.
You run out of energy right quick there.
Yeah, you pull the power and it drops pretty quick.
Yep. But you see how that landing gear takes it all and just makes it takes all that bumps right out, right? I mean, it didn't feel like it was hard, right? It just sponges in.
Yeah, it wasn't my best landing, but
no, well, it wasn't a pretty landing, but it wasn't
a hard landing.
It wasn't. It didn't feel like you're banging your fillings out of your teeth.
Right.
All right, so
here, do you have the aircraft?
I have the airplane. I'll get this turned around here. Here, just lift it right up. You're ready to fly. There we go. All righty. Make a right turn this time. Yeah, it's a little bit humbling, but it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but it got her down.
Yeah. All right, let's leave these fishermen alone for a little bit, and let's just go down the river, and then we'll come back and we'll find another spot to land.
I like it.
We're going to cross these power lines up here. You see those?
I do.
So once we wind around to get over to those, we'll go over the top of those.
Sounds good. There's a kayaker down here, so I'm going to go around now.
Yep, perfect. Always want to stay at least 500 feet away from vehicles, vessels, and structures, right?
Yes, sir. That Bible we call the far aim.
Exactly.
I did some of this with my kids yesterday. We went out in the Debonair and did a little flying over the river in Arkansas. It was beautiful. This is pretty right here.
It is beautiful. Oh, this is pretty good. It's pretty fun, huh?
This is fun. Look at this.
Look at that. Yeah, buddy. You got a crane there trying to keep up with us.
We're passing him. We're not that slow.
No. All right, there's a kayaker up there in an orange. Just gonna cut across this marshy area right here. They're waving at us. Why don't you rock your wings? Yeah, there we go. All right, now it'll come all the way back around that way.
Man, this is fun.
You know how to fly, man. I like it. Oh, my God. Sometimes I just can't believe I get to do this.
Yeah, I know. Every time I'm flying the military, I just take a second every flight to be like, man, I actually get paid to do this.
I know, that is cool. Now.
Power lines.
Yep.
What do you want to do?
Cross the pole.
What's that?
Just go ahead and climb up and cross over one of these poles. I always cross the power lines at the poles so I know I don't hit the wires.
Yep.
See, if you're not worried about airspeed, or about keeping up with somebody, it climbs pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Now just come on back that way. Yep. Yeah, I can tell. I don't know if you're having any fun back there at all.
Nah. This is when I'm glad we don't have the big wingspan of a normal Storch.
Yeah. It's pretty wide through here, so you got.
Yeah. How sharp that turn is. There we go.
Pretty sharp.
Oh, she turns well.
Yep.
That turn radius is, you know, small since we're nice and slow.
Oh yeah. All right, now when you come around this corner, just go ahead and climb up.
Okay.
There's another set of wires up here.
Okay. Climb up about here.
Yep. Go ahead and just make the turn and climb up. Yeah, they put these wires out here, mess up my parade. You know.
Oh yeah. Man, that is fun. That's a fun little river.
It is.
Oh my gosh, that is
really
a lot of fun. Lake's nice and pretty today.
Oh, it is.
It's a blue lake too.
Yeah, it is, and it's you know, almost no wind. It's really calm.
Bunch of limestone around here,
Oh yeah.
helping that lake get nice and pretty.
Right there you go. That's probably a good angle. All right, that's good. Don't get any lower right here. You got the road?
I do.
Okay. Got some cars coming down the highway, and there's flat speed coming in.
How are we doing? Clear on cars, a couple cars.
Yep, and we're good. There
Make
we
my
go.
aim point a little bit longer.
Yep, and this looks good right there. Okay, so get your... Okay, now power off. Off, there we go.
Oh, whoa, those tires.
All right, there we go.
Those tires were lower than I thought they were.
Yeah, that's what I was...
That touchdown way, but I was not expecting the touchdown at that point.
Exactly, and that's what I was talking about earlier. You know, they come down and they'll get you because you're not ready for them.
Yeah, that happened.
Just after that pause with the flying down the river, you see, you forget where they are mentally. Not you in particular, but
Right.
any of you know. It just makes it easy to do that. All right, I'm going to turn it around.
Okay. Apologies about that. I didn't even realize I could just look out the window and see where the tires are.
Yeah.
That probably would help.
Well, like I told you, it's a little humbling, but I'm going to do this takeoff if you don't mind.
All right, you got
Let
it.
me try it. Here we go. I'm going to get back on the road, but I'm going to just use that area for acceleration. And there we go.
There she goes.
Now get back down here in ground effect and get some speed up.
You can feel that cushion of air.
Yeah. I love this thing, man.
That is fun.
This is fun. All right. Not quite an F-16.
She turns though. Like I said, because the airspeed's so slow, your turn radius is actually really small.
Yeah.
Which makes it fun for stuff like this.
Yeah, we could do a couple of landings over here too.
All right. Maybe I can redeem myself a little bit.
Yeah, you better. My goodness.
Now I know where those tires are at.
Yeah.
See if I can change it.
Calm wind runway is 01. Do you see the field up here?
I do.
Okay. So we'll enter midfield, right downwind for runway 1.
Sounds great.
Just do a normal landing on the runway. Take as much runway as you need. Finesse it down and get your best landing. How about that?
Fly out.
Please. Yeah. So let's get some speed. There we go. Now it looks like we're high, but you're going to make it no problem. I know that.
She slips well.
Yes, she does. And even without slipping, it goes down pretty well. All right, there you go. Just be careful not to let you run out of energy real quick in this thing. When you get real slow, then all of a sudden it just dies. There you go. See? You're awesome. Actually, if you want to just keep on going, you can take off again. That's the one notch of flaps. If you want to land again, you can.
On this runway?
Yeah, just land again.
All right, give me my flaps, please.
There you go, full flaps. Yeah, I do that all the time. You don't need it. You can land 3 or 4 times on this runway.
Yeah.
go. Good rescue. All right, you want to do one more?
Sure.
All right. All right, that's coming in. Come on down. There you go, see? You're getting it dialed in. A little crosswind there, but...
Well, 3 landings on the runway. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeehaw! Woo! Man! It is a incredibly fun airplane to fly. Flying just so slow, allows you to get low and turn very comfortably. Very confidence inspiring. I definitely learned, he talked about it on the ground, when those wheel struts extend, they extend. And so we had a landing there where I was expecting I was about a foot off the ground, and I was just gonna hover there until I ran out of airspeed because I was a little fast. I was not a foot off the ground. We hit a little quicker than we wanted to. But overall, I mean, running down that river was just a blast.
I think he had a good time.
we had a lot of fun on that. All right, Levi, thank you so much for the opportunity to come out here and fly this really cool, unique airplane. Man, it was a lot of fun.
My pleasure. I'll tell you what, it was fun for me too.
Yeah.
And you flew the heck out of it. So
I flew it all right. I mean, I definitely, there's some lessons learned, a lot of adverse yaw on this that you have to correct for that can get away with if you don't think about it ahead of time. And then that's where I really learned, I think, my biggest lesson of the day from the Storch. Because you talked about it before, you raised the wing, but I was busy flying so much, I never actually looked out the window and saw how far down.
And just like I said, that's the thing that catches most people, because the taxiing attitude is not the landing attitude. You wind up, that wheel is down there so much further than you think, and you hit the tire before you think. And that's
exactly what happened today. We came around and just based off our pattern, we had a little bit of speed, but I knew I had plenty of distance. So I figured, all right, I'll just take it about a foot off the ground and let it sit there and kind of slow down and then get it in that good landing attitude. And I was not a foot off the ground, and we hit well before I intended to. So thanks for being there and make sure we stay safe. That's I think one of the valuable lessons for doing this is that, right, I have experience flying tailwheel, but I've never flown this airplane. There's a lot of lessons learned, and we talked about this a little bit in the air, but always making sure that you're going not past your comfort zone, that you're taking people with you that make sense, that are experiencing the airplane and experienced with what you're doing. You've flown that river hundreds of times.
Oh yeah.
You've been to all those landing strips, so I think that was a good risk management that we did on that one.
Yeah. And to be fair, if we had done your first landings at the airport on the long runway, it would have been better. We just took advantage of the opportunity while we were there.
We did take advantage of it. I will say the trees that were popping up and not knowing that landing strip did make it, I felt like I needed to get it on the ground.
It puts a little bit of extra monkey on your back and a little bit in the back of your head going, okay, I got to get down.
Right.
Because you don't realize.
I don't know. Well, I didn't realize how fast it was going to stop.
And you don't realize that, this airplane doesn't need a lot of runway.
Right. Well, I think we should tell the audience a little bit about you, and if they want to see more about you or see what you're doing with this. So this month's edition of the EAA Sports Aviation Magazine, Levi has a pretty good layout there. It's called The Storch Delivers, and it's all about your airplane and what you've done with it. It's a really interesting article just talking about the design of the aircraft and what you've done with it. I think that's really interesting. And then the other thing is you have a YouTube channel, correct?
I do. I'm working on it.
Okay.
It's not very prolific. I don't have a lot of presence yet.
But if people wanted to come see the Storch land a little bit more, maybe a little better than I did today, where would they find that?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
It's just my name, Levi Noguess.
Levi Noguess. Yeah. Okay. All right. So if you want to check that out. Levi, anything else?
I enjoyed flying with you. I mean, how often do you get to fly with a Thunderbird pilot?
Well, just another pilot.
And I love your Bonanza, your Debonair.
You want to go fly that a little bit?
Yeah.
We got to get out of here, but you want to go do a little formation flying?
Absolutely. I would love to.
Well, Levi, I really, really appreciate it.
It was my pleasure.
I'm excited about this. We'll see you at ArkanStol this year.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hope you all enjoyed the episode. We'll see y'all next time.
All right, ready to take off?
Yep.
Roger.